I'm strongly believing that you've learned something, and I also believe that you are able to you understand what this conference holds for you. And for those of us that are just joining, I just want to tell you that you should get ready for an amazing experience. This is not a hype. It's not me hyping the conference, but I don't want to say too much about it. I know that you really would learn a lot. I just want to encourage you to get ready to take as much as possible from this. And one of the most important things that I've been saying before now is that you should be ready to implement as well. So whatsoever it is that you're going to be getting from the conference today, please make up your mind that you implement. We don't just want to have a conference that you come to and there is no difference. We want to see results, and the reason why we have put all of this together is so that you can experience a change in whatever you do. So on this note, you are welcome to the Accelerate Students Conference. And yeah, I wish there could be a drum roll right now, so you could share excitement. So I really do hope you're ready for today. I hope you're ready for all that you would be getting. So the essence of this conference is so that you could better prepare yourself as students, right, in terms of academics, in terms of career, and also financially. So get ready. And I would love to introduce our speaker now. So today we are going to be learning about, the topic is majorly about the journey to becoming an excellent student. And I have an amazing speaker with me today. I'm super excited. She's a sister, a friend. I got the privilege to come in contact with her, earlier this year when I went for my NYSC, and she is an amazing person, right? So when the idea for this conference came, I got the leading in my heart to really invite her to be one of our speakers. So I'm going to be reading our profile, right? So you could get to know more about her, right? So our speaker is Victoria Chinyewa. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Amaechi, popularly known as the Empowered Woman, was born on the 26th of April and hails from Enugu State. She has a first-class degree in microbiology from Mountain Top University. I really hope that we are making some noise on the group as I'm doing this, where she obtained the award as the overall best graduating student with a CGPA of 4.96 over 5.0. I really celebrate this. As a leader, she served as the Student Environmental and Health Officer in 2020 for a year, and in 2021 as the Student President in Mountain Top University. She is the founder of the Dear Student Community with the aim of spreading awareness on the power of education. She is the host of Empowered with V podcast, with the purpose of pushing our listeners to become better versions of themselves, one episode at a time. She is the author of the course and book Podcasting Made Easy, which is available on Kemuni University and Seller. She loves God, people, and knowledge. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would love you to make welcome Victoria Amaechi as she takes over the mic from me. So you're welcome, Victoria. You're welcome, Victoria. You have the floor. You now have the floor. Is Victoria here? Is she here? I think. Okay. I think she's still muted. Just a minute, and all right. So Victoria, you can go ahead now. You have the floor. Please let me know if you can hear me, Victoria.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hey, good evening. Good evening. It's good to hear your voice.
Good evening, Miss Esther. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy
Good
to
evening.
be
Your
in your
voice is
midst this
echoing. I hope it's
evening.
not just me. I think it's echoing.
Oh, is it better now? I
Yes.
think. Okay.
It's still echoing.
Hello. Is it better now? Oh my word. Okay, let me try
It's
something.
still echoing. All right.
How about now, ma?
I think it's slightly better. Just can we hear? If you can hear on the group,
If you can hear me,
I'm
please
supposed
let me
to
know.
stop. Just let me know if you can hear loud and clear. Just let us know in the chat if you can hear. Okay, they can hear you. Someone said I can hear you. Ishola said I can
Okay,
hear. We
okay,
can hear. All right, please fire on.
okay. All right. So before I continue, I would like us to do something for a few seconds. I would like everyone here to appreciate Miss Esther for this wonderful conference. It takes a lot of strength to put together something wonderful as this. So can you just type in the group, thank you, Miss Esther, for this conference. Thank you, thank you. Yes, please join me to appreciate her. Thank you so much, ma. All right, so today I'll be talking on the topic, the journey of an excellent student. The
Sorry,
journey of an
Victoria.
excellent
Sorry,
student.
sorry to interrupt you for a minute. I apologize. I actually had in mind to do something before we proceed. I plead for a minute or two, if you don't mind. Do I have your permission?
All right, ma.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted us
Yes, you
to,
can go.
say a word of prayer before we start, right? Before we start the conference. So I understand that not everybody is a Christian here, right? But just flow along with us, okay? It's just going to be a word of prayer so that we could, launch this conference open, right? And wherever you are, you can close your eyes if you want to join us in this. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to learn. And we ask, oh Lord, that even as we have come, our lives are transformed. We pray that the words would enter into our hearts, and that's one word that you have for us. We will not miss it. And at the same time, as we receive it, we pray that our lives are changed. We pray that there will be liberation. We pray that the grace for excellence will rest upon everyone in this conference. For in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much, everyone. You can go ahead, Victoria.
All right. I was about doing that, but thank God that we think alike. All right. So I I hope you can still hear me very well.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So the journey of an excellent student. I'm going to be talking on 6 different points, but the way I do my things is very unique. I'm going to tell you guys my story, and then you pick the lessons from it. So I'm going to mention the points, but this is not going to be so formal. I'll tell you my story, and you get the lessons according to each of the points. Somebody said the network is breaking. Is that for just to make sure everyone?
I think it's fine from my end.
Okay, okay. He said it's okay. All right. So number one point we'll look at is the mentality of an excellent student. Number two is how to become an excellent student. Number three, how to prepare for exams effectively. Number four, overcoming exam failure. Number five, overcoming struggles to assimilate and understand. And number six, purpose and self discovery. I'll try my best to be practical, honest, and a little bit vulnerable with you guys as I can be. So please pay attention. Number one point, the mentality of an excellent student. Number two, how to become an excellent student. Number three, okay. Number one, the mentality of an excellent student. Number two, how to become an excellent student. Yes. Number three, how to prepare for exams effectively. Number four, overcoming exam failure. Are we together?
Yes, I
Number
am with you.
5,
I can hear you.
overcoming struggles. Okay. Number 5, overcoming struggles to assimilate and understand. And number 6, purpose and self-discovery. So life itself is a journey that is filled with so many challenges, difficulties, and sometimes it's filled with a lot of hurdles. But only those with the right mindset and motivation can survive it. I'm going to take that statement again. Life is a journey filled with challenges, difficulties, and a lot of hurdles, but only those with the right mindset and motivation can survive it. Meaning, now, life itself is not easy, but if you have the right mindset, the right motivation, you can survive. This can be likened to our lives as students. Nobody, I will not come here and tell you that education or going to school is very easy. No, it can be challenging, it can be difficult, and it can be filled with a lot of things. Some of you might have cried. Some of you at some point would have said, I'm tired. Chase school self by force. But only those with the right mindset and the right motivation can survive it. At the point of mindset, you alone have the work to do for your mindset. We can motivate you. You said you didn't get number 5 and 6. Number 5 is overcoming struggles to assimilate and understand. And number 6, purpose and self-discovery. So no one can change your mindset except you yourself. We can motivate you from this conference with whatever I'm going to say today can motivate you. You've heard I had 4.96. You'll be like, wow, if she can do it, then I can do it. But after getting motivated, you yourself have to do the work yourself. You have to believe that you can before you can actually do it. So if you're here, you don't believe that you can even become an excellent student, then you're not ready to become one. So the first thing we're going to do here is to change every negative mentality that we have brought into this conference. And that's why I mentioned our first point is the mentality of an excellent student, the mindset of an excellent student. Number one mindset that you should have if you want to be excellent is that education is important. Education is important. You should not be here and believe that school is a scam. You should not be here and believe that school is a scam. If you're here and you believe such, please change it now, because if you don't, everything that I'm going to say after now is not going to make sense at all. So you cannot be in school going through the struggles for 4 good years and believe that it's a scam. It means that you're wasting your time. So first thing you must do is get rid of that negative mindset that school is a scam. We hear people say, I beg, school na scam, school na scam, school na scam. It's a lie. Education is important. There's a need to attach added skills, learn 1 or 2. That is why Accelerate Student Conference is here for you. But you should not say that education is not important. Are we together?
I can hear you, Victoria. But
All
I
right.
think someone said that
All right.
the volume is a bit low.
The volume.
I think maybe
Okay.
you can be more audible.
All right. No problem. Okay. So number 2 mentality that an excellent student should have is that you can be successful also. You can have a first class also. You can have a second class upper also. You should not be among those that believe that it is for certain people. I had classmates who then in school will say, I beg now, people like Amaechi Victoria, they find A. It's people like Victoria that is looking for an A. Me, if I just have a D, I'm okay, let me just go. Do you understand? You should not be among those kind of people. You should not sell yourself short and say, well, I don't need an A. If I can just get D self, as far as I don't carry over. No. Such mentality should not be found amongst students who want to be excellent. So please deal with such a mindset. Number one is that education is important. Believe it. Number two is believe that you can be successful also. Having said that, I believe that all of us now have the right mindset to take in what I'm going to be saying now. How can you be an excellent student? I wrote here, number one, find your purpose and discover yourself. Now, there's a lot of things that you're going to hear about purpose. I'm sure you even know. You've heard so many things. How then is your purpose attached to your academics? How does it relate with your academics? If you know who you are, you would not play with everything that you've been assigned to do. You will not joke with whatever you're currently doing at the moment. When I didn't know who I was, I lived anyhow. In a way, I lived anyhow. Until I discovered that I'm somebody with a lot of value and I have a lot of things to give back to people. I began to take my life more seriously. So do your best to find out who you are. How can you do this? Ask the one who created you. God who created you is going to tell you who you are. It is only the manufacturer of a product that can tell you what the product is meant for and how it can be used. So find out who you are. When I found out that I'm the empowered woman, I don't take my life I don't behave anyhow anymore. I sleep every day and wake up every day with something in my mind that I must at least impact myself positively, impact somebody. So once you find out who you are, you would behave like someone who has a purpose. You would take your academics more seriously because you know that every part of your journey is going to bring out something very good and it is also important. So you're going to take your 4 years in school very seriously also because you know you are going somewhere. Self-discovery also academically will help you find out what works for you in school. It is by assessing yourself and trying to understand yourself that you will know that, okay, daytime reading does not really work for me, or it is nighttime reading that works for me, to the point that you don't compare yourself with others. Now, you might feel that I was reading 24/7 to have a 4.96. I did not read 24/7. No, I'm not going to lie to you. There were days I did not read. But I knew myself. I knew myself and I knew what was working for me. I knew that okay, I cannot be like others who read early in the morning. I knew that okay, I had tried reading in the morning and I knew that that was not my best moment. There were questions I asked myself. I knew that I have to be in a very calm place to assimilate very well. So I tried my best to find out what works for me. And so I did not end up comparing myself with others. If you don't know, if you don't know what works for you, you're going to see everyone reading and then feel that you are not doing anything. So discover yourself, discover the time you can read, discover the pattern of reading. There are different patterns of reading. There are people who will open their books and just look at it and everything is sinking. And then there are people like me who cannot do that because I know I will fail woefully. I have to read and then get a jotter to try and understand what I'm reading and then maybe repeat it or something. So I understood what worked for me and I did not even bother to compare or even try to copy other people. When the purpose of a thing is not known, Masmura will tell you abuse is inevitable. So if you don't know yourself, you play around with your academics. Number two, how can you become an excellent student? Set goals for yourself. Set goals for yourself and set them early. Set goals for yourself. Don't set these goals when it's time for exam or when you've now failed. No, no. You set goals for yourself at the beginning. Now, I'm not saying if you're almost done with your schooling that there's no hope for you. No. When I came into Mountaintop University, I had a little jotter where I wrote down the goals that I had for myself. 100 level first semester, 100 level second semester, 200 level first and second semester, 300, 400 like that. I wrote down these goals in 100 level. Number one goal was to have a first class, to graduate with a first class. That was my general goal at first. Until I understood the system of the school, and I was like, no, no, no. Let me work on this goal. So I had these goals. I had number one, to graduate with a 5.0 CGPA, to graduate as the best graduating student, to graduate as the best in my college, to graduate as the best in my department. These were my goals, 100 level to 400 level. Mind you, I already wrote them down in 100 level. So don't set goals when you're almost done, or when you want to when you've seen that it's like I'm failing. Okay, let me now be serious and decide to look for a first class. No, set these goals early and then begin to work on them. Your goals you've had should be smart. I'm going to relate this smart to your academic specific. Don't just say I shall want to graduate. My goal is just to graduate and have a degree. No, that's not a specific goal. Your goal should be I want to have a first class, or I want to graduate as a first class. I want to graduate with a second class upper, or I want to graduate with a second class lower. Let it be specific. What do you want to live with? They'll tell you measurable. I added meaningful. Measurable. Give that first class a quantity, a quota. I want to graduate with a 4.9 this. I want to graduate with a 5.0. I started with a 5.0. I told myself I was going to live with a 5.0. That was my own measurable goal. And then achievable. To check these two things. Are they achievable? Is a first class achievable in a university? Yes, of course. Is a second class upper achievable in a university? Of course. People have done it. People will still do it. So don't sell yourself short. Are realistic? Are those goals realistic? Yes. C, timely. Now this time, you should give yourself a time. I want to have a 5.0 GPA in first semester 100 level. So now you see that these goals are brought out. They are smart. I want to have a first class degree with a CGPA of 4.5 in 100 level first semester down to 400 level second semester or till I graduate. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it has a time duration also. Number three, how to become an excellent student is prepare for success early. Prepare for success early. He who fails to prepare prepares to fail. He who fails to prepares to fail. So an excellent student should not be among those who wait for when it's time for exam to start reading. No. You see, there are a lot of people in school who attend classes, pile up notes, pile up everything, and then wait for a day to the exam for them to now perform magic. There's no magic in understanding. One of the reasons why people fail, apart from the fact that a lot of people who fail are people who lack interest in what they are studying. Yes. If you lack interest in education, in your course, you hate it, you hate your lecturers, I'm sorry, but you're going to fail. But if you're not among those people, one of the set of people who actually do very well are people who prepare early. Now you don't pile up your notes and you are waiting for a day to exam for one magic to happen, and then if you should fail, you say God did not, God did not do anything for you. Or God allowed you to fail. God, where were you now? God, why did you allow me to fail? You said I will not be a failure, but you didn't read. You didn't do anything. You waited for a day to exam for you to now swallow a course a coursework of 60 pages. You want to do that in a space of 2 hours. How? It's not magic. It's not magic. So try your best to prepare for success early. Honestly, I will tell you, I never piled up my work. From when we started, as much as I've already told you that I didn't read every day of the week. Oh, but I never started reading late. Rather, I didn't start reading late. After each of my classes, I practiced a technique of reading where you read the first lecture in a day. Then the next time you're reading this lecture notes, you're reading what you read before and the new notes. So doing that technique now helps you to, you've read the first note twice and then you're reading the new one another time. I don't know if you get what I mean, what I'm saying here. So you read the first part once. The next time you're reading that note, you're reading the part you've already read and then the new part. So if you should do this, you see that before exam, you've even covered half of the notes, like maybe 4 or 5 times. And there is no way you prepare so well for an exam. There's a way you prepare so well for an exam that you get to the exam and you're seeing everything that you read in front of you. So please learn to prepare early, learn to set your goals and follow them. Be disciplined and consistent in following your goals. Not is called grit. 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 Now, grit is a personality trait possessed by individuals that demonstrate passion and perseverance towards a goal that they have set, despite being confronted by significant obstacles and distractions. Grit means to get back on your feet, even if you fail. Even if you fail. Now, that's one of the points I mentioned, overcoming exam failure. Now, I told you from the beginning that my goal was to graduate with a 5.0. The day I saw a B in my result, I wept bitterly because if I felt like a failure, that's why I said I'm going to be very honest. I cried. One, because it felt like my goal of 5.0 had been shattered. And then it pained me also because the B I saw was a 68, 2 marks away from a 70. Yes, grit means a simple definition is just to get back on your feet even if you fail, and not to give up, because you are working towards something that you hold dear to yourself. So I went because I was like, God, I wanted to be the first female in that university with a 5.0. It was a failure for me. Another time I failed was when I had 1/10, I mean 1/20 in a test. Now, these things are enough to make you say, I beg, I not do again. First class not be for everybody. But I shook it off. By God's grace, God helped me to have this habit of turning my sorrows in a way to to something that will just help me boost my confidence. So I tried my best. I pushed it up. I was like, okay, that's 1B, so that's a 4.98. Then the 400 level second semester, I now saw another B from one adjunct lecturer. I felt it was very wicked because I did my best. I had A's everywhere, and this adjunct lecturer gave me a B, another 68. Now, because I've experienced this first failure, in a way, it was a failure to me. It won't be a failure to others, but because I had this goal that placed high and mighty, it looked like, whoa, all my dreams have been shattered. So the second B, I looked at and I said, well, I did my best. It's fine. The goal is to graduate as the best graduating student, the best in my department, best in my college. And I saw that, okay, I'm still on it. I'm still on track. So I said, okay, no problem. There's no problem. Let's continue. That is great. Another terrible experience that I had that was going to make me just give up was in 100 level when somebody logged into the system with my matric number, copied what I was doing, and then logged me off. The person stopped my own exam from his end. I don't know how computer guys do that thing, people who can hack. He did that thing. People didn't understand. The staff didn't understand what was happening, and they were accusing me of exam malpractice. Now, that was chemistry. Because he logged me up, I saw a 50 over, was it over 100? I'd be 70. I looked at this and I was like, no, 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 this can't be my score. I moved around, I walked around, I did a lot of things, trying my best to no, I can't have a C. That was in 100 level because I had the goal of 5.0. I was like, no, no, no. Now that was enough to, in short, I felt discouraged. Yes, I was like, it's like this 5.0 vision, we shall die. I was like, okay, let's just see if I will get, let's just see if I will get a first class and just go. But that was where God stepped in. We are going to go to the final point on how to become an excellent student. So set goals for yourself. Believe that you can do it. I stress mindset a lot, having the right mindset, because if you don't even believe it, then you will not take these steps that I've given. If you don't believe that you can be successful academically, then you would not even set a goal. If you don't believe, you will not work on the goals. If you don't believe, you will not have grit. If you don't believe, you will not be disciplined. There will be no need for consistency. So believe that you can actually graduate with a great CGPA. And finally, how to be an excellent student: involve God. Involve God. I know not everyone here is a Christian, but I'm going to talk as a Christian because that's who I am. Involve God. Pray like you've not read. I'm not going to tell you not to read or read, but after doing the work, pray like you've not read at all. Now, when they accused me of exam malpractice in 100 level, I went to the lecturer of the course. I wrote a letter to the VC. I told him this is what happened, and there was nothing they could do because there was no evidence in a way that I did not give this person my matric number or I did not connive with him to do this thing. So all I did was to pray. I went back. I remember I went to my hostel, I locked the door, and I said, God, if you know me as your child, do something for me. I cannot have a C. I cannot even have a B. This is the goal I've set for myself in 100 level. And to God be the glory. I saw my results and I saw a 72 for a course that was already giving a 50. Now, that was not me. That was not my lecturer. That was God who manifested himself. So God is very important. Involve God. Don't say, well, as far as I have a brain, though, I will shall read. Now, only person where they read, they pass. True, you're true, but there are a lot of people who read and still fail. So involve God in what you do. Involve God in what you do. Read like you have not even prayed or you don't even have a God. Then pray like you don't have a brain at all. Do you understand? So pray like that. So 100 level, I had a 5.0. 200 level, I had a 5.0. 300 level was where I had my first B. Then 400 level, the second B came. But because I have developed myself consistently over time, grit stood out for me. It came to play, that personality trait of not being discouraged. Because most of you are here now, you feel like I've already failed test. I have 10 over 30. So why should I now struggle for a first class? I beg, leave that, I cannot. There's a lady that graduated from Mountain Top University. First 100 level, she had I think it was a 1 point something or a 2 point, a third class, a terrible CGPA. But this lady pushed on and said no, she's going to leave this school with a first class. And I'm being honest when I tell you, because I attended her convocation. She graduated from the university as the best in her department that year. So don't say because I've already started wrongly, I already have a third class, so there's no way I can have a second class offer. No, no, no. It is possible only if you believe it. It is possible only if you believe it. It is possible only if you believe it. Because when you believe it, then you will be able to walk towards it. I hope we have been blessed today. So, how to overcome struggles to assimilate, how to overcome struggles to understand is to start early. Is to start early. Because see, if you start early, you will not have issues with understanding. Because you would have discovered that, okay, It's like maths 101 is a little bit difficult, so let me give more time to it. You would have discovered that biology is easier for me to understand. So, okay, I'm going to give maybe 2 hours of reading to biology and then 3 hours to mathematics or physics. You would not know the courses that are difficult for you to understand until you start reading. So if you're not reading on time, how will you now know? Most of you find it difficult to assimilate because you are starting at the wrong time. You want to swallow physics and all the formulas in 1 hour. How? 1 hour before the exam, you want to there's no way that magic will work. There's no way that magic will work. So please know yourself, understand yourself, prepare effectively, and most importantly, involve God in your academics. I hope that you've been blessed. I believe my time is up now. So I hope you've been blessed, and I hope you've gained value. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Whoa, wow, wow, wow. This was an amazing session. If this was a live event, I would have asked everyone to give a standing ovation. Can we celebrate our speaker, please, everyone? Let's keep the WhatsApp chat, up and running. Let's celebrate our speaker. Let's celebrate our speaker. Wow, it's been amazing. I think I learned so much. I never thought, because many have been asking, like, is it possible for me to still get a good grade even though I started with a very poor result? And the fact that you were able to give that illustration makes us understand that it is indeed possible. And I'm amazed at the fact that you cried when you got a B. I can't remember how many B's I got. Oh God. Anyways, okay. So it's not over yet. We're going to move on to the question and answer session. And I believe many of us have questions. I believe you have questions that you want to ask. So if you have questions, you can either raise your hand or you drop them in the chat box. So I'll be reading the questions. Either you just raise your hand, I'm going to unmute you so you can speak, or you send a message in the chat. So I'm going to read the questions once I see one. All right, Gloria, you can speak now. I saw a hand raised. Gloria, you can speak if you would like to talk. You're already unmuted. I'm not sure I'm seeing questions though.
Okay,
all right,
hello.
Israel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you can speak now. I can hear you.
All right. Thanks so much for the session. Actually, my question is that what advice will you give to a student that has a lot of things to do, like having business, working, and still trying to balance it with the academics? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay, I can hear you. I apologize. I wasn't hearing you initially. I can hear you now.
Okay, let me ask again. I said, what advice will be given to someone who has a lot on the table, like engaging in business, working, and still schooling, yet want to do well academically?
Okay, all right. Victoria, will you take that now before we get the next question? Victoria, can you hear me? Victoria, are you still here, please? I'd like to know if you're still here. If you're speaking, you're muted. I can't hear you, Victoria.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I think they should ask the questions, together. Let's get the number of questions and then I'll treat them one after the other. Is that better, or I should just?
All right, awesome. Okay, so all right, Adekunle, you can speak. Let me see. Okay. Emeka Kingsley,
All right.
I
Thank
am
you
Hello.
very much.
picturing you as you're raising your hand.
Okay.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
I can hear you.
Good evening,
Please go ahead.
everyone. So, thank you very
Good
much for
evening.
giving me the opportunity to ask this question. I really appreciate the class has been going well and I learned a lot. But I want to ask, it's almost the same thing with the other question, but in another way around, I have a sub question for it. Someone that works from 8 p.m. to like 7, and you're also a student, 7 p.m. in the evening. How are you able to how are you going to manage your work with your school at the same time? Because working and also trying to be an excellent student is a very difficult task, you get, and for you to wrap up with all these things, it will probably make you want to sleep around 12 p.m. to 1 a.m. every night, and you have to wake up on time. And what advice can you give to the person? And secondly, if you're a kind of person that you really want to do well academically, but this passion to read is not there, and you want to read, though you've been trying your best to read, but mostly you don't understand what you are reading, and at some point you lose interest because you be like, this thing that I'm reading, I'm not understanding it. I've been forcing myself to read, but I'm not seeing any result. What do you have to tell the person to motivate? Because if you are reading and you are seeing results, it will be a motivation of its own. But when you are not seeing this result, you are not seeing anything, and you've been struggling with it for at some point you will want to give up. What advice would you like to give the person so that it will stir the person up to keep pushing? Thank you.
Hi.
You get the
Thank you,
question?
Kingsley, for that question. I believe that she has noted that. All right, the next question from Praise Azuka.
Oh, hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Uh, my question is to Gloria. I'm really inspired by her. I'm really inspired by her story. So I want to ask her, what's time management to her? Can we get a day in the life of her being a student? That's my question. Let's can we see a schedule in a day? Let's see if it's something we can replicate. I don't know if you understand me. The day in the life in student, how many hours she spend in reading, how many hours she spend doing leisure stuff, and yeah, a day in the life basically. What's the day in the life in Gloria when she was in campus? Because I'm really inspired by those CGPA numbers.
All right, thank you very much. I'm also inspired, and I think it's a question that also was on my mind. Like, how? We have the same 24 hours, but then how she managed to still get it, I don't know. But I believe she'd answer that. We have someone else was having his hand raised. Michael.
Hello. Yes, I'm the one.
Okay,
Can you hear
I
me?
think you can go ahead.
Okay. So I want to ask, okay, literally, I actually just got in. So, and I'm the class rep of my department, to be precise. And the main reason for me taking up this mantle is not because of anything than the leadership responsibility that it requires. So, I personally myself, I like putting up myself out there and getting things done. So, what I want to figure out now is that, okay, now the way I am now as a person now, I'm just starting up and I'm working towards getting a better grade. Like I want to get that best grade I can get at least 4.5 at least. So that's what I'm actually aiming for. So now the main question is that how do I get to put this balance up? Because literally I'm a person that is I'm into brand identity design. So but personally I've not been having time for myself because I have to keep my classmates posted on every update that comes up from lecturers, and I give them every essential update if class would or not would. So literally, the time management of the thing on my own side has not really been working. So I don't know. Is there a way I can put balance this, like, and structure myself better in a better way. Because I actually do time schedule for whatever I want to do, and I give this goal setting of whatever I want to do, which has been helping me. But I don't know, is there a way I can like put things much more better in a better way that will even help me if I have works to do? Because literally I've not been taking any work so far because of this, because of the because of the work I just took. So I don't know, how do I get this done in a much more better way? Because I just started, and there's still more to do. There's a long way to go. So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Indeed, there's a long way to go. I quite understand that. I think your question is similar to two other people that have also asked about time management. All right, we'll take the
Okay,
next
good
question
evening.
from Joy.
Okay,
Please go
can
ahead.
I speak?
Good evening, good evening. I want to speak. I truly want to ask a question. A situation whereby someone is just like starting for a first year, and you might want to change for a course. Is there still a possibility for the person to still get a first class at the school after education?
Okay. Victoria, did you get that? Okay, I would assume she got that. Okay, Michael, you can go. You can go next.
Okay. Okay. So, my question, first of all, thank you for having me. My
You're
question is
welcome.
similar to the question Emeka asked. So, in a situation where you find it difficult to read, do you have any advice or strategy that a student can use to motivate himself to read? Because, like Emeka said, there are times that you want to read, but you are just finding it difficult to concentrate. So, do you have strategies you can use or you can share with us that will motivate someone to concentrate and read? So, that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that question.
Please, can I?
I think someone else has his hand
Okay.
raised. Light.
All right. Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Please, I
evening.
hope you can hear me. Okay.
I
Yes, I
can
want
hear you
to
now.
ask. I want to ask. How can one overcome inferior complex, like having this feeling that okay, you just as a new student, you just arrive in school and you know there are others there that are they are having high GP, you know. But how can one have this feeling of okay, you can do this, that you don't need to have any inferior complex about anything? How can one have that feeling? How can one see his or herself being able to achieve what you've planned, what you've tamed down, what your goals you've set already,
Okay.
even though
All right.
you
I got
believe,
that. I
yes, you
got
believe in yourself. Yeah.
that. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Light. Thank you for
I
asking
have.
that question. Let's take my Daniel. Daniel, your question.
Oh, thank you very much. I
You're
am.
welcome.
I'm very happy for opportunity given to me to.
You're not
And
so audible. I'm not sure I can hear you too clearly.
okay, I said I am very very grateful for the opportunity given to me to talk. And for the speaker, I am very very impressed with all said. That's really great. It's really really great.
You know why I'm laughing, right? You know.
No, no,
Okay.
no,
You don't know.
no.
Okay. Yeah, we're 5.0 student as well. So just
I
continue. I'm wondering the question you want to ask, but continue.
okay, okay. I am very very happy with the speaker actually, because I also happen to be someone that have 500 on level to my level, and I
Wow.
know how it when someone have be in a result, and it actually happened to me actually. But
Okay.
my question
Can I
my
have sync
question
up?
my question is this. My question is this. What advice can be given to someone like me that just graduated even with 4.9 something actually, and what advice can speaker give to someone, because I know everybody here may not be undergraduate actually. What advice can she give? Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Even though I asked Sika to just anyway, Sha, I believe she would respond to that question. One more because of time. Taufik, please you can speak. I want us to be very fast. I really don't want us to keep us here for too long. If Taufik is here, he can speak. If you're not, Favor Maxwell, I have unmuted your mic. Please go ahead. If you're not speaking, I assume you're not here again. You've somehow vanished.
Hello.
All right, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Taufik, actually, not Taufik.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
So,
apologize for that.
no problem. So, I want to ask this question. So, the thing is, I've been taking UTM for about 3 years now. So, I wanted to
Okay.
study medicine, but I've not been able to get it. So, this year I was given admission into a different department, quantity surveying. So, lately I've been finding myself getting interested and developing interest for it. I've been in school for like let's say 2 weeks now. So the problem now is I've been finding some courses difficult. Like something there are things I've not been used to before. I'm taking architectural courses, I'm taking maths, I'm taking TD. So I just want to ask how do I go about it? And also there are other things that I'm doing. I want to learn a lot of other things. So since I've entered school, it's been kind of difficult to combine these works with schooling works. I don't want to fail. So I just think it's just like she said, it's good to start early. So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, if I get you right, you're asking how you could adapt to the new course that you have switched to. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that question. Blessing. Is Blessing here? Okay. Once if you still have your hand raised, please, if you're listening and you're dropping your hand raised on the chat, or in the chats rather, there's no way I can identify you to unmute you. So just go to where
Please,
you
I
have.
have a question.
Okay, just a minute. Let me explain for those that are raising their hands in the chat. Just go to where the video chat is, and you will see where you can request to speak. So once you do that, I can easily unmute you for you to speak. Please, if you are listening to me, just do that. If you raise your hand in the chat box, I really can't unmute you from there. All right, please go ahead if you have a question. Imo Daniel.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let's have the ladies first.
Good
Pardon me, please.
evening.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, coach. Okay, so I have a question. Well, it's concerning academic, how to balance your academic and your any assignment duty given to you, be it in church or other areas of life. Like, how do you balance it? And though I'm still an aspirant, I want to write jam next year, and I've written jam like, okay, this is my third time writing jam because I want to study medicine, and I've not really got the cut-off mark. So and I found it difficult to read as planned. Like, okay, I have the determination to read, but when I just open my book, sometimes I don't have the zeal to read, even if I try to. So how do I fix that?
Okay, thank you very much. Your question was that you have written jam repeatedly, but now you don't have the zeal to read again. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Imo Daniel, these questions are quite a lot. You people came prepared. I hope
Good
Victoria is
evening.
ready for this. Okay, Daniel, you
Hello.
can go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good evening, ma. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Miss Victoria. Good evening, everyone. I mean, I'm very blessed with these lectures. Thank you for the opportunity given. My question is, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello, my question goes like this.
I can't seem to hear you anymore. Is it just me?
No, it's not just you. I can't hear him.
All right. I think, do we have any other person with a question before? Oh, we have more hands raised. Victoria, what do we do? Do I continue taking the questions?
Yes, please. Can I ask just one more
Let
question?
me answer the ones that have been asked, because it seems like they all have similar questions.
So
Yeah.
I have a different one. Just different, please. Let me just ask. It's just a different one, please.
Hello.
Please,
I
please,
also have
please. Let me just ask one. All right. Please, thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask
Okay,
question
let
again.
him ask.
It's very important and serious. The thing there is that I have a friend of mine. This guy is a confused person. I've tried to advise him in several ways that I know I can. So it's not working. He doesn't know what he likes. He doesn't know what he doesn't like. In fact, he's very confused in life that you will tell him, what do you like doing? He will tell you, I don't know. What is your favorite course? I don't know. How do you want to grow your life? I don't. All his answers are, I don't know, I don't know. How can I help that kind of person? Because I've tried to motivate him several times, like try to push him to do things. Oh yeah, try this one. He will try it. It will not work. Try this one. He will try it. It will, like everything I know I can tell him to try now. He has tried it and it's not working. How do I help that person? Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the question. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Can I ask mine now?
All right, Daniel. I think. All right, you can go ahead so that we have that now.
Yeah. My question is, for we that does not have a strong background, like a financial background strong, so how do we know? And I'm kind of a crafty man, so how do I can I become an excellent student? Let me say a good best student. Let me not say a first class. Let me just use a best student in my field. Can I be a best student in coming in the second semester? Like if I don't start on the first semester, coming in on the second semester, can I be a best student with my grades? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Daniel, for that question. I appreciate your honesty. All right, Victoria, I think you can have the floor now. The floor is yours, please.
All right, thank you. It seems you guys came with your guns loaded this evening.
Really? I told them to.
I was not expecting. My book is filled with a lot of questions. Okay, let me start with the last one. Danny, I'm going to say, I can see what you wrote on your bio here on Telegram. Standing strong, no compromise. Standing strong, no compromise. That's number one answer to that question. See, you said those who don't have a strong background financially, is it possible for you to still be a good student, to be an excellent student? I'll tell you a little story. So I know this professor, a professor of sociology of education. She came from a family of 9 children, father poor, mother poor, as poor as a church rat. In short, maybe poorer than that. You know, where someone is so poor that they don't live in a block house, they live in a clay mud house. They never knew what electricity was. That's the level of poverty she came from. But she saw education as a means of survival to come out of that state. And she struggled and pushed with everything in her. Managed, her father trained her till she got to, I think, was secondary school or so, and then told her that he was done. He could not afford it anymore. She did all types of menial jobs. So when you say you are crafty, I understand. She did all type of menial jobs, sewed pepper, sewed okrika cloth, sewed a lot of things, pushed, managed, she even took loans, went to school on loan, managed, graduated, started working, paid off her loans. Summary of the whole story is today. She graduated with a second class from the university, and today she's a professor of sociology of education. I just told you the story of my own mother. Yes, that's my mom. So So when I tell you that number one is that you have to even believe that you can. I know what I'm saying. There is so much power in the mind. If you believe that you can be anything, then you will be anything. There is nothing that anybody will tell you. So, Daniel, stand strong. Yes, you can. Even in your second semester, the story of the lady I told you guys that had a third class was in 100 level, not first or second semester. Like after her first and second semester 100 level, she had a CGPA of about 2 point something. That's if I'm not even making it higher. It was really bad, a third class. That should be a 1 point. A third class was what she had. She told me her story. She graduated from the Department of Microbiology. So it's not that somebody told me. I discussed with her. A third class. And then she graduated from the university with a 4.5 something. She was the best in her department. So yes, it's possible. Only, number one, if you believe and then you put in the work. Daniel, I hope you believe that you can. Because once you believe, there's nothing stopping you anymore. So I see others asked a lot of questions on how do I balance academics and business? How do I balance with leadership? Someone mentioned assignment and duties. I'm going to try to answer all this in one. I was Student Representative Council Environmental and Health Officer, 300 level. 400 level, I was the president of Students Council, what public universities call Student Union. I was their president. So I understand what it means to, I understand what it means to, I understand what it means to have a lot of things to do. And now, that was not the only thing. That was not the only thing I was doing. So for the person asking about business, I had some other engagements. This book, Podcasting Made Easy, and the course, I got the offer to start writing it while I was still in school. So, see, the thing about balance is nobody can tell you how to do it. I cannot tell you, do this and then your life will be balanced. No. The simple way to balance is, one, acknowledge that you have a lot of things to do. Acknowledge that you have a lot of things to do. One, find out if the lot of things you're actually doing are useful things. Because see, you can have a lot of things doing, and then if you check very well, they are not useful. A lot of us have so many time on our hand. I'm not talking of those who are genuinely into business now or are leaders. Sometimes you hear people, how can I balance my life? How can I balance this? And then you find out that they use 3 hours of their day watching a movie. What kind of movie? Korean movie. What kind of movie? Indian movie. They are not even movies that maybe will push them to succeed or do something. They spend hours of their time reading a book on Wattpad or Light Reader. And then you come and say, how do I manage my time? How do I manage my time? You've used 3 hours to just watch movie, run around, listen, find out the latest music on. So how exactly now? What kind of time are you now looking for? When you wasted 3 hours. I don't know if we've had the saying that we've had time is money. Yes, but time is life. Every time that you waste is part of your life wasted. You have 24 hours in a day. Take it that you have 24 hours of your life. That's how you should see time. So now it's not really about how many, I'm doing a lot. What are you now doing with the extra that you have? I'm sure in subsequent time, tomorrow and the last day, our other speakers are going to teach us how to balance this thing because they are going to talk about business, I'm sure. But as a leader then in school, this is what I did. Immediately I got these positions, I knew that, okay, I have another feather added to my cap. Ordinarily, in school then, you hardly see me outside, I felt I have something more important to do in school. That was because I already had this goal. So if you have a goal already set down, and you know that this thing is very, very important, attach importance to your goals. Don't write goals down because Victoria said you should write goals. Or if you just write them and you don't feel that they're important, then you would not even act according to these goals. Now I wrote down that I wanted a CGPA of 5.0. I wanted to be the best graduating student. Such a goal will require that I don't joke around. I cannot be outside joking, talking, laughing, spending 1 hour talking to one boy who is trying to deceive me. I cannot spend hours reading light reader book, reading a novel about romance, when I know that 1 hour, I would have used it on biology and finished one slide. That's because I attached a lot of importance to my goal. So, number one, attach importance to the things that you are even doing. Then create a schedule around them. There's someone who asked me about my day today. I laughed when I had that question. You should want to know how I lived my life in school. Well, see, create a schedule around your life. Okay, I have this work to do for somebody today, and I have to deliver by 1 p.m. I have a book to read, and I have to finish by so time. Give yourself deadline. Give yourself a time. All right, I'm going to work from this to this to this and that, and then I'm going to send it to this person. What worked for me as a leader and to help me balance my academics was setting these deadlines and timelines for myself. So I knew that early in the morning, if I should wake up in the morning, I'm someone that you can always see books with. I always have journals with me, especially when I was in school, because once I wake up in the morning, as president, you have people trooping into your room without not even caring if you have slept, if you have prayed, if you've done anything. Someone is coming to complain and everything. So I had to start waking up early. I'll plan out, okay, I have this letter to write. I have to submit. Latest by 9, I should be done with this. I should read my book from this to this time. I didn't have time to be running around, so I didn't have time to even waste. So create a schedule for yourself. Attach importance to the things you are doing. Then don't waste any time. If you have any little time on your hand, it's either you are resting or you are using it to accomplish something. Sincerely, once you're able to do this thing and create a system around it, it will be easy to balance it. There's no magic to balancing your life with your business, with leadership positions and everything. It's going to be strenuous, so it's going to be stressful, yes. But if you've created a system around it, and then you are consistent and disciplined with these things, they will help a lot. That's for that. What other question? I think someone, okay, Hepzibah asked, how can one overcome the feeling of inferiority complex? Okay, you said the feeling, when you are among people who have succeeded, who have good CGPAs, and then you're feeling bad, feeling down, is still a thing of the mind, though. I was like, I will not say like you, because I know you are even better. I used to feel inferior. I used to have low self-esteem before. I can't even talk to you people like this. Whether I'm seeing you or not, I can't even talk. I sure don't want anybody to hear my voice then. But I attended this program where a lady was talking to us about confidence, and she said something. She said she used to feel inferior before. She would never ask anyone for help. She would never ask anyone for advice because she felt, I don't even, well, who am I to even talk? She just felt she was a nobody. Until one day, she had someone talk also. And the person said, who inferiority complex help? Since you've been feeling inferior, what has it added to your life? Has it given you money? Has it given you fame? Has it given you value? Has it given you prestige? And she asked herself that question, and she found out that no, it has not given her anything. And that thing just snapped in her head and made her know that she has been wasting her time. Imagine 23 years of feeling inferior, of not being able to, you know that you need someone's assistance, and then you can't walk up to the person because you feel that this person has 4.5. Oh, how can me with a 1 point go and meet them? How can I just meet them? They will look down on me that I have nothing. No. That feeling alone is going to keep you at that level of 1 point till you graduate. And then maybe later in the future, you'll now start feeling, if I had known. 100 level, I cannot tell you how many people I met. I told them. There's even this lecturer that reminded me, and he said, when I came into the school 100 level, I looked at him one day and I told him, "Sir, I'm going to graduate with a first class." I still cannot remember when I said it, but he constantly reminds me. So I went around to people that were higher. I asked around, who are the people that are doing well here? There was a guy who graduated with a 5.0 before my set. I walked up to him, I pursued him, and I said, sir, how did you do it? How are you reading? There was a time after everyone had left the lecture hall, I found him reading alone. I went to disturb him to the point that he now gave me step-by-step principles, what he did. And this is what I've given you guys today. So don't be ashamed. Don't feel bad that, how do I approach somebody who looks higher or seems higher than me? No, it is all in your head. All this is just in your head. You feel inferior because you feel like, I'm not that kind of person. It's all in your head. So talk to yourself. Ask yourself, feeling inferior, what has it done for you? And if it has not done anything good for you, then snap out of it. I hope I've helped you. Daniel. Daniel said, advice to a graduate. You have a 4.9. I should ask you to advise me like this. We're supposed to be advising ourselves. Sure, you will not advise me like this. Well, okay. I think the major advice I'm going to give you, success comes with a lot of pressure from yourself and from others. I cannot count how many people have been policing me around. How far? When are you leaving this country? When are you doing your master's? You have a 4.96. You should not be in this. In short, you're not even supposed to serve. You're supposed to start. And I'm like, should I just run? What is the next? There's this unnecessary pressure that people will put on you. Yes. Unnecessary pressure that people will put on you. You are finally done with service. Congratulations. So what's the next plan? When are you leaving? How many scholarships have you applied for? Some people come to my DM and tell me, see this scholarship. Oh yeah, apply sharp. Apply so that once you get there, you will just stay there. You will not come back to this country again. And I'm like, I have family members here now. Will I just forsake them? So Daniel, the best advice I can give you right now at this point where I am in life is don't listen to anyone who has no say in your life. Now, there are some people who genuinely will come to, ask you your plans because they have something they can offer you. But you see, if there's no one who have any form of authority, they're not your pastor, they're not your parents, they're not close to you, don't even allow them bother you because people will ask you, what is your plan? There was even someone who laughed at me because I said, I might not leave the country yet. I still have some things I want to pursue here in Nigeria. And Bessie said, you still want to stay in this country? Now, wow, it's funny that some people still want to stay in this country. I felt bad. Yes, but I felt bad, but I knew what I wanted to do. So I just shook it off. I just shook it off. So I was like, I beg, no. Nobody should pressure you. Don't give anyone any authority to pressure you. People are going to say a lot of things. Don't allow it get to you. That's the best advice I can give to you for now. So I'm not even going to tell you, pursue your masters, do this. You know it already. But the most important is don't allow yourself to be pressured. Calm down, check your offers, check what you have to do, and most importantly, involve God in all your decision making. God is the best. God is the best advisor. Do you understand? So I have a lot of questions here. There's someone who said, when you want to, I think it's Joyce, she asked the question about changing course. Do I think she can still succeed with the course? Is the person here? I hope I'm getting the question right.
That was the question. How she can adapt to the new courses. They are not even related. I wonder how Nigerian school system is.
How can somebody apply for medicine and you're giving them quantity surveying?
Understand the relationship. Sincerely.
This is one reason why. Yeah, this is one reason why people get discouraged. But please don't get discouraged. This is one reason why people feel that school is a scam. It's because of the Nigerian system. But please, I will encourage you guys, don't get discouraged because even if you want to leave this country, you shall still need to succeed academically. Abroad, it's difficult to run out of this country with a third class. So yeah, so it's the fact. So Even if it's for the purpose of leaving this country, better do well academically. Let me just tell you. Ensure that you do well in school. Do well. Yes, it's difficult here. It is, but even if you end up staying here for a while, so please. That's I think okay. See, this question is going to take me maybe discussing with the person how you can cope. The courses are not even exactly medicine to quantity surveying. Okay, I think the lady said she's already developing interest in the course, right?
Yeah, I think
That
so.
is going to yes, that is going to help her. If you are developing interest already, then it's going to help you. I don't know much about quantity surveying. If there's any part of it you are struggling in, I think you should look out for people who have succeeded in that course. Reach out to them because they will understand where you're having issues more than me. You know, if it was a science related area now, I'll say okay. Even if it was medicine, I'll say okay. I'm part of the people, so I understand you. I didn't want microbiology. It's Nigeria that made me study microbiology, but it is well. so
Really well.
so it is well. So my dear, look out for people. Look out for people who have succeeded in that course. Ask them how you talk to them. That's the best I can tell you. Talk to them. You can still succeed. Yes, it's possible. You can succeed in it. Because if my passion was medicine, I pursued medicine for 3 good years too. And then I just said, okay, let me get a degree. My parents were tired of me being in the house. So that's why, that's how I got microbiology. Honestly speaking, I had no interest in microbiology at the beginning. But then I knew that I wanted to succeed. I cannot be in such a school and then come back home with a terrible result. So for the person that asked about interest, see, interest there, I be passion to read. Passion comes from having interest in something. Now, it might not even be interest in the course. It can be an interest in making somebody proud. My passion to read and succeed did not come from an interest in succeeding in the course or an interest in microbiology. I'm interested in it, so don't get me wrong. But the drive to read, to sit down and be reading soil microbiology, food microbiology, did not come because I was interested in soil microbiology per se. It came from the interest of, somebody out there is struggling to get money to pay my school fees, is trying to, and I'm here running around. No. I need to make this person proud. So that drive to make my mom proud, number one, to make myself proud, and then to make God proud, because I'm a Christian, I'm carrying Christianity on my head. How am I supposed to say I'm a Christian and then come out from school with a 3rd class? That was my mentality. And those were the 3 reasons why I pushed hard. I'm being plain and very honest with you guys here. It was not an interest in the course per se that made me struggle to read. So that's why some of you are saying, I don't have an interest in the course. They changed my course. I don't really like it. That's why find an interest and hold on to it. Find an interest. Find one thing that will make you passionate about why you are in school. Oh, you can even make Miss Victoria your passion. Miss Victoria struggled and she got a 4.96. If she could, then let me do that. Put that and then read your books. And by God's grace, I'm sure it will push you to read. There's no time, so let me just be fast. The person who asked about time management, a day in my life. I think that's the last question here. Okay, Emeka asked for his confused friend. He said his friend is confused. See, Emeka, you can only help a person if they believe that they need help. Now, you say you have tried so many things. Yes, you say you've tried so many things and it's not working. Number one is, have you asked him if he actually even feels that there's something wrong with him? The fact that he tells you, I don't know, I don't know what I like, I don't know what I want, does not mean that he feels that there's something wrong with it. Some people just say, I beg, leave me, my life just there, must I know everything? This life, I beg, is only one life. Let me just live it like that. Number one question is does he actually see that there's something wrong with him? That's number one. Then number two, is he looking for a way to stop being confused? You might be giving him books to read. He might even read it from first page to the last. But if he does not believe that there's something in that book for him, then you are even wasting your time and you're wasting his time too. So the only way you can help him is first have a conversation with him to find out if he believes that there's something wrong with him. That's one. Then ask him and find out if he wants a change. You can find out that there's something wrong with you and you're okay with what is wrong with you. You just want to be there. So find out if he believes that he needs a change. Once he believes these two things, then come back to me and we'll look for a way to help your friend. But for now, that's the best I can tell you. I think it's Praise. Praise asked I should give a template of a day in my life as a student. Do you want me to narrate that here, or I should write out something and send to you? Or how do I do this? Is Praise still here?
Anyway, yeah, sure. Anyone wants to do, or I feel like it will benefit everyone if you do it here. So please, can you just do it here?
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, let me just give you the regular one before I became a leader in school, because both of them are really, really different. I had more assignments then. So in my school, we have my school is a private university, but I spent 2 years in a public university, so they're almost alike. I practically repeated the same thing. So in my school, we usually have our morning services 5:30, 5:30 to about 6:30. It's an hour program. Sometimes they extend it to 7. Now, from 8 o'clock down to 7 p.m., we have lectures. And then we're coming back from lecture 7 to enter the chapel again for another service between, I think, 7:30 to 9, between that period. And then you have to rush to CAF again to try and get something to eat. By the time you finish rushing, let's say you're done by 10, you get in by 10. Okay, so first of all, one of the first things I did when I got to school was to study the system, find out, okay, this is what they do. Now, I cannot say I want to read, and I will sleep from 10 till 5, wake up for chapel, go to chapel, attend class, repeat the same thing, and keep on sleeping. There's no way I'm going to read. So this is what I did. After each day, 10 p.m., they usually allowed us to stay out till, I think, 11 then, when I was in 11. So you usually see a lot of students hanging around from 10, discussing lovers, friends, best friends, and the rest. 100 level, you would not see Victoria Amaechi outside once it's 10 p.m. Once I get my food, I get in. And then I do something. I sleep from 11 because I would have eaten. So I try my best to just eat within 30 minutes. In fact, eating then in school was like a walk to me because I felt I was wasting time. 30 minutes, I'm just here eating food. When I have something that I've not yet read. But, you have to eat to live now. So 10 to 10:30, let's say I eat. And then by 11, I sleep from 11 to at least, latest, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I'm being careful with what I'm saying because please don't just replicate this because it might not work for everybody.
Sure.
I sleep from, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. I wake up that 2 a.m. I pray, of course, and then I read from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. 2 a.m. to 4. And this is not just one course. It depends on how bulky it is and what I want to, my goal for that course. I might I've said, okay, I want to finish this chapter. If I should finish this chapter within an hour, I take another one. So 2 to 4. And then I prepare for the morning devotion. That is 5:30. I prepare in 30 minutes. I'm done. I'm dressed. Everything. If I feel sleepy by 4:30 when I'm done preparing, I go back to sleep. 4:30, 5 to 5:30. 5:30, I go for morning devotion. If I'm not sleepy, I continue my reading. So I simply sleep 11 to 2. And then after the morning devotion, I've dressed though, so I go straight to class. Classes start by 8. If I get to class 7 or 7:30, I read before the lecture starts. And once I'm done with that, we continue with our lectures, because you can't be reading while your lecturer is in the class. But any free period that we have during these lecture intervals, what I do is either I sleep or I read. If I'm not going to do any of them, I carry my bag and go to my hostel to go and sleep, especially if I don't have any lecture anymore. Because my sleeping time for me was time to, gain more strength, because I know that I'm going to be awake in the night. Now I did more of night reading because I discovered that was what works for me. Daytime reading works, but it just stay at surface level. In the night, I assimilate very well. So practically, this is my routine. Finish all the day stuff, then sleep 11 to 2, wake up 2 to 4, read and pray, then prepare for the morning devotion, attend classes. Any interval, any free period during my lecture period is a time to rest or to read. That was when I was in 100 level. When I now became president, it was even worse. I was not sleeping so well anymore. But free periods now, I had to now break them down. I said, okay, I'm going to have a free period. This is the time I will attend to students. This is the time I will attend to myself. This is the time I will attend to my books. So anytime I had office work, once we have any free time in class, you would not see me in the class. You will see me at the student union office, finishing, doing my president duties. And once it's time for myself, I leave the office. Nothing concerns me and students again at that moment. So that's just a summary of how I spent my time in school. There were other extra, but this is the basic template I followed. And I was consistent with it by God's grace. That's why it became a system for me. So if I've not yet done this thing, I knew that something is wrong somewhere. So it was easy. Even reading was easy. There was an exam that I wrote in 100 level second semester. I read that book so well that in the exam hall, I practically saw my notes. And it was like I was writing from it. Why? Because every night, I read this course, and then I practiced the system I explained, where you read a part of the notes first. Then when you are reading the next chapter, you are reading chapter 1 with chapter 2. The third time you are reading chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. So you see that you have read your notes consistently, repeatedly over time. Praise, I hope I have answered you.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Is there any other question that I did not answer? I think
somebody's hand was raised. I omitted the person. If your hand was raised and I omitted you, please can you speak? And then some questions were dropped in the chat. I don't know. This is 9:35 already. I don't know if people are willing to still stay or we should wrap up now.
I think it depends on them. I don't have any.
It depends on you. I'm ready for you, everybody, and I believe our speaker is ready. But it depends on you now. Should we continue with the question or we should round up here? And
Yes,
maybe you
let's
can reach out to her
continue.
and DM. Please hold on, let's hear from everyone so that we'll know whether we are going to continue or not.
Let's continue, please.
Please, let's
Okay,
continue.
let's hear
Let's
from
go
others.
on.
Someone said I'm
Let's
willing,
go
let's
on. Let's
continue.
continue.
Okay, we should stay. Others should talk,
Yes.
so that you won't give. Please, can you just hold on? Let's confirm if you can continue. I don't want to take much of our time without our consent. Okay, everybody's saying continue. All right.
Yes,
We'll try
let's wrap up
that
by
we don't stay
10.
beyond 10 p.m. All right, please, you can go ahead with your question.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Oma, yeah.
First of all, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you. Thank you for this program. It's quite an interesting one and hopefully a life-changing one for each and every one of us. Okay, my question is this. How do you cope when you find yourself in a different, I don't want to use environment, but more like a different country outside your country where their system of education is different from your previous system of education which you grew up with? And when the teachers, or perhaps let me use the word lecturers, are they don't practice your country's system of teaching, you find it difficult to understand this particular lecturer course, probably because she's always beating around the bush, jumping from one tree to another. Now, I have a very bad experience since I got to my new school. I'm a Nigerian. I came to Cameroon, and now I am kind of affected psychologically because I can read and I can't think properly because of two different things. One now is that I find it difficult because the student there, more of the Cameroonians, are not being welcoming to us that are the Nigerians. So it's giving me this psychological effect. Then the second one is a lecturer. She teaches, but she doesn't even have a syllable. It's just like somebody using Google to teach and beating around the bush. She doesn't even complete a particular topic. She's jumping to the next one, and the whole thing is just too complicated and confusing. That's my question. Please, how do I go about it?
Okay,
wow.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
It's all right, you can go ahead.
I think I'm going to, I think I should just answer yes. Oma, first of all, I don't know. I think I should just apologize on their behalf. They behave that way because they don't understand. They lack the understanding. Lecturers who behave that way don't know that don't know that they have so much power over students. And okay, you're in Cameroon. Can I ask the university? I have some friends in Cameroon that I can. What university is that?
Bamenda School of Science and Technology, Boston.
Oma.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is Oma still here?
Yeah,
I'm
she's
here.
speaking.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Okay. No problem. I heard you. This is what I'll do for you.
Okay.
Because Nigerian system and their system over there is actually very, very different. At least I've communicated with some of them. It's really different. And I don't know if the lecturers are approachable. You know, here in Nigeria, some of our lecturers are approachable that you can maybe after a class meet them and explain and ask them one or two questions. But I don't know how it is over there. And then the issue of them not accepting Nigerians, the only thing I can do for you is introduce you to someone who, I think she's also, it's Bamenda University. She's also studying. She's studying nursing there, and she's a good friend of mine. So I can ask her to, reach out to you, and then you talk, and we'll see how she can help you. Will that help you?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Is that going to be helpful?
Yeah, that'll be very much helpful for me.
Okay. All right. So please just after the program, can you just send me a message, reach out to me? So
okay.
I have about 2 of them over there. So at least for my sake, they'll be willing to help you in any way they can.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right then.
Okay, thank you so much, Victoria. Do we have any other question? I have unmuted all the mics, all the hands that I saw raised. So if you have a question, I think you can speak. But if you asked the question before, please don't ask it again so that we can attend to those that have not spoken. Please. All right. You can speak now if you have a question.
Hello, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Okay, so thank you very much. So my question is, I think this question has been asked, but
Can you be more
I
audible? I'm not
want
sure I
to
can hear you clearly.
understand. Okay, can you hear me now?
Perfect. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. I think this question has been asked partially, but I want to ask again on my behalf so I can understand it very well. So it is I school and I work at the same time. So I'm into this part-time study. So I work from Monday to Friday, then go to school Saturday and Sunday. And it has really been hard. Like I also had this mentality of starting school and coming out with the first class and the rest. So I think when I started at 100 level, it's a police. So at ND1 I got a 3 point something. But honestly it is reducing, and I don't like to read. It's a problem, honestly speaking, because after work Monday to Fridays, tell myself I'm going to read before sleeping or wake up in the night to read or something, but it doesn't work. Then exam time comes, then I really want to carry everything on the head and the rest. So please, what can I do, ma? Thank you so much.
Nicola, did you get that?
Okay. I think yes. I got at some point her voice was breaking, boy. I think she's talking about she's doing it part-time, and at some point she's losing interest in reading and all.
Yeah.
That's what she said, yeah?
Yes. It's quite hard for her to balance everything.
Okay. Okay. Ah, okay. You know, I'm trying my best to put this in a very good way. So it won't look like, because I understand your people, there are people who are really genuinely interested in succeeding academically, but the situation around them is something that makes it really difficult. Having to work and then study, having to, in short, for the fact that you might even be the one who is paying your school fees yourself is mentally stressing enough. So
Exactly,
I
ma.
understand you. But the thing is, you still have to try your best to attach a form of importance to that thing you're doing, to both of them, and try to look for a way. The area of passion to read is I don't know, is a very serious thing. I don't even know how to explain this to you guys now. Yes, I understand you perfectly. When you have so much responsibility, you don't even know, you're thinking of how am I getting this money to feed, how am I getting this, and then there's a bulk load of notes waiting for you. I get you. But you still have to just try. Remembering that once you're done with this part-time degree, once you get the degree, that it in a way helps lighten the load. It helps to set a pace for you in the future. You get? So the passion to read should not just come from the fact that you're in school now. It should come from the fact that this struggle currently is something that I need to do, is something I need to pass through so that I can achieve something bigger later on. I think, see, passion to read comes from within. I will not tell you the way you can become passionate about reading is by reading 5 lines a day, 1 line a day. It's not going to work that way. You can only become passionate about something from within. It is hard. That's why I first started by telling you that I understand how you feel. There were times I even got tired. I was like, what am I even pursuing? Will I even practice this microbiology later on in the future? But I knew that one, I'm called for something bigger, and this degree I'm getting is going to contribute to me actualizing that big thing. Now, if I gave up at that point, I will not be here talking to you guys. I would not have this experience to say, okay, this is what you should do or this is what you should not do. Do you get? So see this current struggle as a phase you have to pass through to achieve something big. Once you see it this way and you set your mind to view it that way, I guarantee you that the passion to just strive and succeed will come back. So it's a thing with the mind. It just starts from within. We can talk more later, but I don't want us to pass this 10 p.m. because a lot of people will soon get tired.
What you have said now. So I just wanted to say, the truth is, being a student, a working student or a working class student, is very, very hard. And if I'm being a student alone, like I always tell people, being a student alone, just that the fact that you're going to school, lectures, is hard on its own. Now, adding work to it is double pressure. And that means that it's going to require and cost you a whole lot more than a regular student would. And it comes with a lot of sacrifice and a lot of pain, to be sincere. You would be so tired at some point that you would not even feel like reading. I've been at that spot too before. Sometimes I'll be crying. Like, it was that bad because I felt so depressed. I would go to classes and I would be sleeping. Like, literally, my final year was, they were asking my classmates, some of them are here, and they would ask me, why am I always sleeping in the class? Final year, I was literally sleeping back to back. I'll go to library and it was just not it. So it's really going to come with a lot of pressure. But the question you need to ask yourself is, what's the point of all the hard work, the work you're doing, the money you're using for school fees, when at the end of the day, you don't have a good result? I believe that anybody that goes to school, pays that school fees, spends 4 years, go through of assignments, handouts, all those rubbish that they make us go through for the sake of education. If you pass through all of that and you come out with a low result, it's only so you're going to work just so you can fund your academics that you're not able to balance well would be a waste, I tell you. And it's not something that you can be proud of if you come out with a good result. So you really need to understand that it's going to come with a price. It will come with pain. And number two, it's something that I know several people that have gone through this phase. I'm making you understand that you should not put yourself in a zone of pitying yourself. In as much as I know that it's not easy, but I've passed through this phase. I know several people have passed through and they came out so strong. And if they can do it, you can as well. I understand that we are all not the same. We don't have equal capacity, but figure out something that would work best for you. If you need to look for a course mate that can be teaching you at a particular free time, please do it. Keep pursuing them until they're able to help you. Do whatsoever it is that works for you. If you can read while in transit, please do whatsoever it is. It's just, I don't know how many years you're spending. If it is 2 years, if it is 4 years, it's just that time frame. Give it your all. Burn the midnight candle. Do whatsoever it is. Please, I'm not saying you should kill yourself, but I'm just saying that don't end up coming out with a poor result because you're trying to fund the education. So there won't be anything to show for it. If you are funding an education that is not, you can't be proud of. So that's what I wanted to ask you. Let me post it.
Exactly. All right. What you said reminded me of, there was someone who asked the question at the beginning that can using an accountability partner work for excellence, becoming an excellent student. Yes, I had time will not allow me to just tell you everything and the whole story. I had a beautiful roommate in 400 level who her work was to wake me up. Like, once it's that 2 a.m. and I'm still sleeping, Esther is her name. Esther will tap me and say, Amaechi, better stand up or you have something to read. Even days when I'll say, I beg, just give me 5 minutes. I want to sleep. For where Esther won't give me that 5 minutes. Esther would wake me up and ensure that I'm still awake till 4. Esther will make sure I'm still reading. Even when we were not yet roommates, Esther used to come to my room to wake me and say, hello, it's 2 a.m. Wake up to read. So yes, an accountability partner is important, but you have to be careful because there are some students who don't even want you to succeed. So you have to be careful to pick the kind of person that will be your accountability partner. And for the lady that asked the part-time, there was the first female president in my university told me that she never read her notes. What helped her? That's why, just find out what works for you. What helped her, because she was the president, so she found it difficult to balance running around and then sitting down to open a very fat textbook. All she did was, she had great friends. After running around as president, she'll come back to her room and then ask them to start talking about the course. She'll just ask them, talk to me about soil microbiology. And then they'll start talking. We learned this subtopic. And then she had this wonderful brain that could, grab everything. So any other reading she was doing was just a revision because she has gotten from her friends. So you can find someone like that who loves you to the point where they also want you to succeed. Mm-hmm. That was Esther to me. Yes. Find someone who loves you so much that they want you to succeed. Yeah?
Oh goodness.
Esther, people who bear Esthers are wonderful people.
Yeah, tell them.
Yeah. So people like Esther. So find people like that will not allow you to be lazy, that will not allow you to give up. That even when you are tired, they'll tell you better stand up. It's like you're. So Esther will remind you. There was even a time Esther told me, I had a dream that you are going to be the best graduating student. Now imagine that. Funny thing is, I had a 4.96. Esther had a 4.91. Esther was the second best graduating student. Now, will you tell me that Esther didn't want to be the best graduating student? She, of course, but she loved me to the point of pushing me. She would tell me, CEO, you will be the best graduating student. I had another friend like that. She told me, you must graduate as the best graduating student. And I'm looking at these people like, people don't want to be the best graduating student yourself. But they loved me enough to push me to succeed. They used to call me one name then in school. I never read anything, no. Just give me 5 minutes. I never. They said anytime they wake me up, that's what they usually used to wake me. Vicky, remember you have not read anything, so wake up. So find good people around you. It's going to help. It's going to help a lot.
All right, thank you so much, Victor. I think we'll take just one more question. I don't want us to stay. Should be on 10 p.m. here for the sake of everybody that is managing data and battery. Please, one question. If you have a very important question that needs to be heard, you can unmute your mic and speak now. Like very, very crucial question. And please get an Esther in your life if you really want to. Exactly. All right, people are speaking. Naomi, I think I saw your message. Can we let Naomi speak? Be very, very straight to the point, please. Naomi, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I've been wanting to speak since the beginning of this.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay, yes, I think she chipped in my question while she was trying to answer every other. But I still want her to throw more light because I resumed school, I resumed the semester. I had this friend, and then I kept telling her that I don't like working in cliques, I don't like working in groups, and all of. But she had other friends, and then she was telling me that in school solo does not work. If I want to be alone, I don't want to have friends. It's not going to work for me. I won't be getting information here. And she wants to be friends with everybody. So I know she was my accountability partner. It was not working. So I started to play solo. I said, okay, I don't want any friend. Let me do this by myself. It's where I was trying to, I want to know the kind of accountability. Then when you go ahead, start looking for people to be your accountability partner, or should you just do it alone or something?
Okay, Naomi.
Okay.
All right. Now, the need for an accountability partner is, I would say, majorly for if you need it. Not everybody will have an accountability partner. Esther was not an accountability partner. She was a friend. We were not working together. Yes, I and Esther and that was in 400 level, 300 level, 400 level. 100 and 200, I was on my own. Oyo was my case. So I didn't have friends I was working with. I didn't have people that I would say, this is my paddy. We are dressing together to class. We are working together to class. So, because number one, you applied for that admission on your own. So you should not actually even go in looking for somebody who will help you. You get, you applied on your own. You gained the admission yourself. You alone set the goal for yourself to succeed. You alone know how much you want to succeed. So friends are important, relationships are important, good. But if you have somebody who is going to now pull you down, it's better to walk alone. So I will tell you, an accountability partner is important, but if it's not so important for you, if you know that you can do without and you can even succeed, then stay on your own. Stay on your own. When you're now struggling, see, the matter of friend, God will help us to have good friends. But it was towards the end of my stay in school that I had good friends. From beginning, I was motivating myself alone. I was reminding myself of my goal alone. In fact, I got to the point that I had to paste my visions on the wall of my bed. I'm sure a lot of us do that. So that every morning when I wake up, I'll look at it, my goal, I want to be the best graduating student. I'll read it and remind myself, because there was nobody to remind me in 100 and 200 level. So 300, 400, God now blessed me with Esther. It was good, it was great. But it's not like I came into this corner, I was now looking for an accountability partner. So Naomi, you can do without one. But if you are led to one, like in your case now, you said you don't like working in cliques. You don't like it at all. And your friend wants it. So what do you now do? You stay on your own now and pray for a great friend that God should bring one to you. If you must have one though.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, I just want to give something too.
Yes.
When before going to school, I remember my sister warning me specifically that I must not go to school without having friends, because I usually was a lone ranger all through my life before going to school. So I began to pray ahead that God should connect me with people that would really help my stay in school to be successful. And truth to be told, the first day I went to school, I met the first person, and till date, like three of them are still here. Three amazing friends that I met, and I believe that it was God that connected us. So pray about it. Let God direct your path to the right people. It doesn't have to be people. It may just be one person you need, but pray about it, and God will lead you.
Yes. Friendship is very important. Relationships are important. But it's me too. I used to be a lone ranger. I understand. In fact, then I prefer just being alone. I don't want anyone around me and everything. But by the time I had the right friends around me, I knew that there's a big difference. You know, when you have the right set of people, it will show. So ask God to give you the right friends. Sorry, I saw something on the group. I think someone is contributing.
Yeah.
Daniel,
yeah.
Okay, yes. That number one point is solid. There was something I did. The last point I mentioned is involve God. Every exam I wrote, see, because you will do your best, but the devil is a terrible person. There are people who will read so hard, do everything that we've said here, and then still struggle to remember. What I did, every time I was writing an exam or a test, my lecturers even knew me. Once they dropped the paper in front of me and my answer booklet, I lay my hands on them, close my eye, and then I pray and command the papers to work in my favor. I command my brain to function effectively. So I usually pray before they give me the paper. When they give me the paper, that's during the exam. And then after I finish writing, I pray and soak my papers, everything I've written, in prayers before I submit. So it's something that I believe you should practice. For those who have been asking, how do I remember what I've read? If you've done everything that we've said here, naturally you are supposed to remember. But if after you see that and you are still struggling, pray. Before you write a test, pray. After you've written the test, pray. Before you write an exam, pray. Even before you read, while you are reading, pray. Pray as if you have not read, and read as if you've not prayed.
Great. Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you, thank you,
You're
thank you.
welcome,
God
ma'am.
bless you. And I think our time is up. It's already 10 p.m. and we need to, draw close to the session today. But if your questions were not answered, Victoria has promised that she has told me that you could send her a DM with your questions for her to answer them. Also, we still have another speaker for tomorrow. I believe you can come fully loaded for tomorrow again with your questions. So definitely, our speaker, the second speaker for tomorrow is here in the conference, and he has really been contributing in the chat box. So I believe that there is so much more for tomorrow. But then, if you have questions that you want to direct to Victoria, please send her a DM here. And I think you also wanted to share something about Scholarly, Victoria. If you could do that in about 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. So I'm the community manager for Scholarly. I don't know how many of us have heard of Scholarly. Scholarly is an app like LinkedIn, and I know some of us are not on LinkedIn because we feel we feel oppressed. LinkedIn can oppress you. You just go in there, you see somebody saying, I'm 18, I have my master's, I got my PhD at age 20, and like, what's this? I had to leave LinkedIn for a while because the oppression there was terrible. So the CEO of Scholarly came up with an idea, an app where you can grow, where you can learn, and where you can earn also. The most important for students is money. Students want money. So Scholarly is a platform where you can learn. There are opportunities there. If you go on the app now, you can see research opportunities, master's opportunities, scholarship. Yes, somebody said I know Scholarly. So you can download the app. I think what I will do is I'll send the link to Esther so you can check it out. On Scholarly, you learn. On Scholarly, you earn. I'm going to just talk a little bit about the earning opportunity. So it's like it's like LinkedIn and Facebook joined together. Let's just put it that way. But it's a friendly platform where you can just come and talk about yourself. Nobody is pressurizing you. Nobody is oppressing you with one big achievement or the other. So since Scholarly started, they have been releasing gigs, daily gigs. There is no platform like that where you can do a job without submitting your CV. Scholarly has been doing that. So you have in a day, sometimes they drop 3 daily gigs where you're given a task, and if you should perform that task very well, you're given, I think there are some of them that have 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira gigs. We have somebody who has even earned as much as 100,000 plus on Scholarly through simple daily and weekly gigs. So at least if not for anything, for that money opportunity, try to download the app Scholarly and then join us. So that's that about Scholarly. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you. God bless you. So she also mentioned that she'll be giving 5 active students who are interested in starting a podcast. She has a book for that. So if you would like to get it and you're interested in the book that talks about I'm trying to remember the title of the book though, but
Podcasting Made Easy.
Okay, podcasting made easy, right? If you want to go into podcasting and you are interested in this, send me a DM, the first 5 people right now in my DM on Telegram now, so you'd get it. Then I'll drop a link right to our podcast if you want to get access to them. I believe that they will bless you immensely. So thank you once again, Victoria. I need to give you a virtual hug. I wish I could do that right now, but maybe if I get to see you again, I am hoping I get to see you again. But then thank you. I am truly honored. We are honored to have you.
Much. Thank you for the opportunity.
I really celebrate you. I trust God for that same grace of 4.9 something, right? That you release upon as many that desire it here in Jesus' name. So thank you so much, everyone. Be here tomorrow. I hope you learned something. Please say thank you to Victoria in the chat box. Just say thank you. Just say thank you. Just say thank you. Let's appreciate her before we go. Please drop a thank you. God bless you. I'll drop the link to the app. Like you said, you send it to me. Every link will be dropped here and pinned so you can check them out when you get the chance to. I believe this has impacted you. I would also be making, you can drop in the WhatsApp comments what you learned, share with others, and invite them for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be, is going to be as loaded as today was. So don't miss tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, everyone. The recording to this session will be dropped for those that miss it or had a bad network or joined late. So thank you, everyone. Do have